I'm Cindy Westfall, or you might know me as Cynthia Westfall. That's what I put on my books, and sometimes I just go by that. I am the professor of New Testament at McMaster Divinity College. I think I'll talk about my Understanding John course. And this is a course that I have not taught before. I've not taught any courses on John, nor the kind of course that this is. Well, I've taught the kind of course that this is, but not in the Gospels. And so I've taught synoptics, but I have not taught about John. And so John is so important theologically, so important for understanding the person of Christ, so important for spiritual development. And so that's really exciting to be able to dive deeply into it. And the other part is it's biblical theology. So it's not the Gospel of John, it's understanding John. And that's meant to mean that this is about the theology of John. So normally in New Testament studies, when I have books, I do a linear analysis. If it's a gospel, it's a linear analysis of the narrative where I go through chapter by chapter, basically. But in this case, we're going to really dive deep into the message of John. We're going to really summarize and pull out what he says about the Father, the Son, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, what he says about the church, what he says about the individual's faith, and so on. And so this is an exciting thing to do, and this is also something that I think it's going to be formative for me, and for classes that are formative for me, I'm learning along with the student. And so I always have a certain amount of passion when I'm doing that kind of course. I continue to work with the book of Hebrews, and I'm never going to walk away from the book of Hebrews as being an ongoing interest. I did my dissertation on Hebrews. I have done a number of works on Hebrews, and I'm not done because the work on Hebrews is not done. There's this emergent discussion. I think it's processing other perspectives, like the new perspective on Paul, and how does Judaism work with Hebrews. And so there are some real legitimate issues that are being rethought, and I'm really part of the moving consensus about what is Hebrews really about, and what is it really saying, and how does it relate to Judaism. And so it's how does this message relate to the context to which it was written. And because no one knows, it doesn't say what the context is, but a lot of times the context is assumed. This is really important, because words have meaning in context. What's the context? How do you know? If you pick this, how does it change the meaning? And if you pick that, how does it change the meaning? And so for this book, this is really crucial. This is the book from which we get a lot of our most important theology about Jesus and his atonement. I keep talking about this all the time. This has been a really great summer, because I took 2 trips that were academic trips. They were trips for scholarship, but it was trips to places that I didn't even dream of going, but I've always dreamed of traveling to faraway places. And so I went to Bilbao, Spain, and went to a colloquy there, where we all presented papers that are going to be part of a 21-volume set. And I was asked, would I like to be part of this project, and would I like to come to Bilbao? And I said, yes, I would. Where's Bilbao? And it was wonderful. It was an incredibly beautiful place, and a really, really good experience, but not a place that had a lot of tourism. And then the other one was to go to Sao Paulo, Brazil, and be a keynote speaker in a conference there. And then I went to Rio de Janeiro afterwards, just for some private vacation time. And so this is a great time for me, where scholarship is fun, and scholarship and travel is even more fun.